Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello and welcome children to your science class. In our last class we started with lesson number 3, the earth and its living world. In this lesson we studied what is biosphere. It is consist of 3 spheres: atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere. We also studied in detail about the lithosphere and the hydrosphere, right? There is water resources. Today we are going to study about the atmosphere. Let's see what atmosphere is. The atmosphere. The envelope of air around the earth is called atmosphere. As we go higher from the surface of the earth, the air in the atmosphere becomes rarer. Rarer means lesser, okay? It gets less. The air consists of mixture of gases, namely nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor and carbon dioxide. There are some other gases too in the air in the very small quantities. So, the air that we see above our earth is called atmosphere, okay? And the atmosphere, the air in the atmosphere is made up of many gases such as nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor and the carbon dioxide. The layers of the atmosphere are named as troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere and exosphere. See here in this picture you can see the different layers of air that are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere and the exosphere. The layer that extends from the earth's surface to a height of 13 kilometers is called the troposphere. Here you can see troposphere. The condition in the troposphere changes continuously. They affect the living world to a great extent. Okay, the atmospheric conditions, the temperature and the wind, it all changes in here in troposphere layer. It keeps changing, because of which it affects weather and other things very to a great extent. The surface of the earth gets heated due to the heat it receives from the sun. Hence, the air nearest the surface is the hottest. As we go higher in the troposphere, it becomes cooler. Okay, so the air that is very near to earth is hotter. Why? Because the surface of the earth gets hot because of the rays of the sun. So the air near the earth's surface is hotter. As we go up high, the air becomes cooler. Almost all the water vapor in the atmosphere is contained in the troposphere. That is why all weather related phenomena such as formation of clouds, rains, fog, wind and storms take place in the troposphere. The air on high mountain is rarer than the air near the earth's surface. Aeroplanes fly in the higher part of the troposphere. There the air is very rare. Therefore, arrangements have to be made to ensure that passengers get enough air for breathing. So, the aeroplane fly on the highest level of the troposphere, because of which they make arrangements inside the plane for so that the passengers can get enough air to breathe. Now, beyond the troposphere, up to a height of 50 kilometers from the earth is the layer called stratosphere. Here you can see stratosphere. In the lower part of the stratosphere, there is a layer of gas that is called ozone. Ultraviolet rays coming from the sun are harmful for living things, okay, all the living things on the earth. But the ozone layer absorbs them and protects the living world of from the harmful rays of the sun. Now we will see the water cycle. What exactly is water cycle? How does it rain? Water on the earth evaporates continuously due to the heat of the sun. Water that has percolated into the soil is also evaporates due to the heat and enters the atmosphere. See, as we studied, because of the heat, because of the very high light and heat coming from the sun, the earth surface gets hotter, right? And as it gets hotter, the water that is there, like from the rivers and from the uh, lakes, the underground water, they all evaporates into the air. As water vapor is lighter than air, it rises high up into the atmosphere. As it goes higher, it cools and condenses, forming very fine droplets of water. The droplets are so small and light that they float in the atmosphere, forming clouds. These small droplets join together and form bigger drops, which are very heavy. They cannot float. Such drops of water fall down on the earth in the form of rain. So what happens here, when the water on the earth gets heated, it evaporates into the air, and because it is very lighter in weight, it keeps going up, and as it keeps going up, it becomes cooler, and then it condenses into smaller water droplets, and the droplets are small and very less in weight, okay, they are very, so they float very easily in the atmosphere, and as they come together, they become they make big drops of water, okay, and as they gets bigger and bigger, their weight becomes more, they becomes more heavy. So when the water droplets are very heavy, they come down on the earth's surface as rain. The rainwater flows into rills, streams, river, and finally into the sea. Ice in the snow-covered regions also melts due to the heat of the sun to finally flow into rivers. These processes of evaporation, condensation, and rainfall go on in a continuous cycle. This is known as the water cycle in nature. Okay, so the process of evaporation. First, the water evaporates and go into the atmosphere. There it gets condensed. Okay, and when it is condensed, it turns into water droplets, and then again it comes down as rain. Then again it evaporates in the atmosphere. So this process keeps going on, right? Because of which it is called water cycle. Now, there are innumerable kinds of living things on earth. That means there are different kinds of, like, uncountable living things on the earth, right? You cannot keep count of the living things that are present on the earth. The various regions of the earth differ in many ways. Some regions are always covered with ice, while others have a hot climate. There are mountains in some places and plains in others. Some places have a lot of rainfall while others are dry deserts. There are salty seas and oceans and also freshwater lakes. The ocean is shallow near the coast. but way away from the coastline. The ocean can be several kilometers deep, right? So there are different land forms on earth surface, right? uh, there are mountains, there are rivers, there are sea, there are plains. hmm? There are mountains covered with ice, there are there are sand dunes also, okay, where you can see, in the desert where you can only see sand and nothing else, no water, no trees, nothing, okay. So these are different landforms on the surface of the earth. We see great variety in the living things that inhabit these different regions, okay. So in different regions live different kind of animals and different kind of plants. The polar bear is seen only in the snowbound polar regions. Zebras are found in Africa and kangaroos are found only in Australia. These animals are not found in any other regions. Have you seen any polar bear roaming around our house? No. Why? Because the polar bears can only live in the cold places, okay? They cannot bear the heat. Likewise, the kangaroos, they only live in Australia. The zebras, they can only survive in the forest of Africa. Elephants and lions are found in the regions of hot climate. Plants in all these different regions also show a great variety. This variety is characteristics of those different regions, right? Like in desert we see only cactus plant, okay. Then near the beach or near the hot regions we can see coconut tree and palm trees, right? There you won't see any in desert you won't see small grasses, okay, this grassland or anything like that. You will only find cactus in the desert. So the animals and the plants have their habitat, natural habitat, which they live only in that area. They are not found in any other areas, any other regions. Many different kinds of plants and animals, microorganisms are found everywhere on the earth, on land, in water, and in the air. Okay, now not all, but there are many kind of different things which different plants and animals and microbes that are found in all the regions, okay. Living things exist in the lithosphere, hydrosphere and the atmosphere. They also interact with these spheres. This living world constitutes the biosphere, okay. So all the living things in the three spheres we can find all. Here we can find living things in all the three spheres, right? On the lithosphere, in the hydrosphere and in the atmosphere as well, okay. So all they together make biosphere, and the this is how we have the life on earth, okay. Now these are the question answers which we are going to solve in our workbook, okay. So new words and question answers will be given to you in homework, inshallah. I'll see you in your next class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.